3.
Welcome, everyone. John, it's good to see you. Will, hello.
Mr.
Welcome,
Jason. Mr.
Yeah.
John.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good.
Yeah.
You know, it's July of 2025. We've been doing this Floyd Nation thing since late
I don't know.
2021.
Something.
The amount of time that has passed relative to what we've accomplished so far is stupid.
Oh, no, I was telling Peter here, actually, our engineer, thanks, Peter, earlier, how, we've really stormed this whole scene in just a few years. And it's been impressive, and we've been noticed. We've been noticed and seen.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But at the end of the day, it doesn't.
None of it matters.
None of it really matters. We just love what we do, and it's kind of like,
What does matter is that wherever we go, wherever we have a show, there's a community of people that have a place to be able to put everything
God,
inside.
isn't the best part, like, for me, it's like getting in the lobby and just immersing yourself in a pile of bodies. It's just like,
That's been your whole MO forever,
I love
John.
that.
Let's analyze that one a little bit.
Exactly.
A pile of bodies, John, huh?
But it is that sense of community. Libby and I were watching this movie last night, and it was from 1981, 4 seasons, and I guess there's a remake on Netflix. I didn't know, but it's Alan Alda, and it's
Okay.
It's like getting back to like community. You notice there were no computers in the show. There were no cell phones in the movie. There were no Carol Burnett was in it.
It's one of my
Alan
favorite
Alda.
things about
And it's just
old
like
movies. And
you get back to that. And last night I'm sitting there on the couch watching this thing with her. I'm like, man, that's like every time we do this show, and go to the lobby and we're working with people and working with the crowd and hanging out with them. That's the feel that I get, and that's what I guess that's what drives me to this whole project more than anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That I think the nostalgia is what keeps people, clung to that music that they were growing up with. When you discovered your favorite music, it's a time when a lot of things inside us are burgeoning and becoming new.
Yeah.
And that music sticks with you, that music that you have at that period in your life. And yeah, it's from that period where people were more inclined to be with each other. There was more community, more just hello, how you doing?
I was on the computer this morning, as I normally do when I get up, and I saw the article on a news channel, and it said, lazy Americans spending 10 hours a day on their computers. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the computer right now.
Reading this on their
but
computer.
That's like the same thing, right? The habit I'm trying to break is this damn phone, getting away from it and getting disconnected from that. And it's like,
yeah, that's hard.
And the cool thing is like when we are at shows, I still have my phone in my back pocket, but it's not for the reason of like searching the internet or like looking on eBay or Etsy for like the next coolest thing. It's just taking pictures of and commemorating
selfies
that,
recording the moments.
Which it's a handy thing. It's kind of a cool thing, but
that it is.
You want to know something I discovered? My wife Amber discovered, and she showed me. You can turn your phone to grayscale. By the way, turn the color off your phone. You will not want to look at it.
But dude, I'm like, why even have it then? Like, get a flip phone and then
this
forget
is why
about the whole
my
thing.
phone is no longer on grayscale.
Yeah, I can't. Just like,
but
I
it's a
see these,
recommendation.
there's like this brick device you can like stick on your phone and it like turns off all the usability. I'm like, what the? Why are you buying a
Unless you
device
do
to
push-ups.
turn off the device? Why not just like take a brick and smash the device?
Right.
And go.
Well, I can see the value in getting a lazy person to do some push-ups.
Yeah.
To get back on the Facebooks.
But anyway, kind of getting back to why we were talking.
Oh yeah.
Why
Dude,
are we
it's just
talking?
this at these shows. It's just a sense of community that we're building, and I think that's. I'm trying to figure out like why people are even like into this so much. I mean, the music's great, and the music's amazing, and the music of Pink Floyd's insane, and to be able to recreate it in the way we do is even crazier. But there's something else.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things there. I think when it comes to Pink Floyd, people are attached to the music in a major way, but I find that people are attached lyrically to Pink Floyd in a deep spiritual way. And I feel that has a lot to do with the connection that lasts for so many
So
people.
I guess our job then is just to be that conduit is the whole thing.
That's what I feel.
There's a duality there, because there's the people who are lyrically attracted to what Pink Floyd does, but then you have the people who are attracted to the Gilmore Bend and the emotion that brings.
Yeah.
So to be able to have and deliver both aspects of that as authentically as we do is something special.
I don't know, man. I when I look back at the Pink Floyd stuff and I'm like, I see all the different eras, going back to 73 and then 77. And, unfortunately back in the early 70s, the video recording capabilities were horrible. And
the audio.
Even the photos and the audio was really bad. But we could get some glimpses of that, right? And then, of course, it got into the 70s, and then in the 80s, it started to get a little better. And then that's when Pink Floyd imploded and they kind of broke up. And then the whole initial vision went, and then it went really commercialized. And, after 84, and then you started to get into like the Gilmore-esque version with the Pulse, which got to this, it kind of went to the computer screen thing, right? The whole like massive show, but if you go back to like 77, and we've talked about this a lot on our lighting design stuff, and I'm like, dude, look at how they had those lights on the side of the stage in the 70s, and they're like standing there in t-shirts while wearing bell bottoms, and there's no risers, there's no nothing, it's just lights and just pure, and they had the big circle screen, but it wasn't that effective because the video capability really wasn't there back in the day, and the sound was horrible coming off as much as they say all the sound was great at those shows. No, because that's when you were high. Yeah, you were high.
It was Pink Floyd. Yeah.
But getting back and like my whole thought of kind of coming back to that sense of community is like, I remember growing up in the 70s. And I remember what sense of community was like with mom and dad. The one thing that was missing in that show last night, by the way, with Alan Alda, Four Seasons, nobody was smoking, which is really odd.
That's a choice.
But that was like, no, that was like
production choice.
That was like totally production choice. But yeah, but that was the one thing that's actually one of the things of the 70s that I don't miss so much.
That everything smelled like nicotine.
That you come home smelling like a cigarette pipe, right? But no, I think the biggest thing for us to do is just keep on the path of what we're doing. And not relying so much. There's going to be people that don't like it or don't want to come as much as just some of the other Floyd tributes because of our production. It isn't over the top, but they also have to understand that we're trying to keep things on a budget for everyone so we can keep ticket prices low. Mm-hmm. And that's also a big thing.
And there's enough there. Pink Floyd, the music of it, there are enough people and enough opportunity around for everybody.
Yeah.
There's enough opportunity for people to go see not only, the Brit and Aussie, but now us as a national touring level. And to be the US based national band is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say at
for
this
a group of guys out of Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
Who just had a crazy idea one day to say, screw it, let's get together and start playing some Pink Floyd and see what we can build.
Oh, and then let's take our music and do the unthinkable, and let's go to Abbey Road Studios and re-record the Wish You Were Here album from 50 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you thinking?
And there was a lot in between. Like, we did a lot of work in between that. We've done so much of the catalog. Actually, I had to realize one day, in all the years that we've been doing it, in the few years that we've been doing this, we've covered so much ground
in such a short time. I went back and saw a video on Childhood's End, and I'm like, holy shit, we did actually. Did I dream that? Did we actually put and Fearless? I'm like, what? We already played that. We already went through
played
that?
them a bunch, and we did them great. And some of that Wall stuff that we haven't played in a while, but we were doing that for a long time.
The Wall
at the start. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Oh, we got to come back and do that again. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, our 3-part Wall epic was great. It was very popular too. Yeah, I missed that a little bit. Happiest Days of Our Lives to start. That was a great.
That's the problem. That's the only problem with having a Pink Floyd band is what the thought of a 3-minute and 30-second song only gets to the first intro solo for Floyd.
Yeah.
So when we're putting together a set list, and unfortunately our time is dictated by contracts and people with lawyers, but we only have so much time that we can put for a show.
Yeah.
And so the hardest thing is, what songs do we have to cut?
Right.
One of the craziest, our buddy Greg from California, we knew
Mhm.
Greg professionally, right?
Yeah.
Went to the Brit show out in San Francisco a couple weekends ago. And I called him and I was like, what'd you think? And he, they love the show. Just like, Shannon's there from our group, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Nice Shannon.
yeah, for I don't know, people, maybe everyone doesn't know, but our backing vocal, Shannon Robinson, is currently touring with Brit Floyd. I'll break that fourth wall right there. But no, she's currently on the road with Brit Floyd, which is super cool. And we're encouraging it. We love it. We love that band. We love everybody in it. I'm really good friends with Ryan and a couple of the other members. And yeah, Brit's amazing. But anyway, Greg went to the show with Brit and he's like, I was sitting there with my wife and I just got to ask you, John, he's like, are all of those intros, why are they so long? Are they doing something different? Because it just seemed like forever to get to the actual song. I'm like, no, Greg, that's how Pink Floyd
That's how it
does
goes.
it. So
That's just
and usually they're longer,
way.
but yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it's just the way.
Brit they get to it. I mean, they get to it, but yeah.
Yeah,
Those intros are
there's a funny thing where like sometimes at the beginning of say "Speak to Me," it's almost you start the track or you drop the needle and you got a good 20 seconds before you hear anything.
But even like I'm sitting on stage and I get like lost in that intro and I'm just listening to the whole thing. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm here on stage. We gotta get going.
But even when you
Just a
drop the
second.
needle, you have that vinyl, that
oh sure,
the
sure.
little vinyl noise and that warmth.
Yeah.
So recently we upgraded our front of house and our monitoring equipment from our Midas Pro X and Pro 2 setup to a Allen and Heath D Live.
Yeah.
With an S5000 at the.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. The sound quality. That's something I'm really excited for. These next couple of runs coming up in August, in October.
Dude, but the best part of the whole setup is it isn't just the sound system.
No, because we have Phil as well.
But Phil came in with this idea of saying, let's bring in this analog rack to complement the digital sound. And this gets back to that whole talk I was saying about 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he came, when I was talking to Phil like 2 months ago, he's like, there's this thing called a cyclosonic. I'm like, a ditronic cyclosonic. I'm like, what's that? He's like, if you want to spin the audio around the audience, let's get that. And I'm like,
done.
Well, let's look and see if we can find one. I start researching. Turns out that only 400 of them were actually made.
Wow. And
so they come up very rarely. And when they do, they're thousands and thousands of dollars. And so anyway, Phil came down and I met him for the first time just a few weeks ago. And
we all did.
And
aside from Ray.
And he's like, look, if we really, really want to get this immersion, this getting everybody into the show and getting to feel like they're part of it, we really need to do more than just what we can do inside this digital board and what I can do with my analog rack. We need to figure out if we can get that cyclosonic. I'm like, okay. So I got on my phone. We were sitting at dinner, and we were eating dinner, and he's sitting across the table, and I look at him like, oh, that cyclosonic. He's like, yeah. I'm like, just bought it. It's getting shipped tomorrow. So it came in, and we started using it. We used it at production rehearsal the other day. Oh my,
so much fun.
Oh my. I mean, this gets back to the root of what they're trying to do back in the 70s and 80s with quadraphonic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, so the one we got, by the way, it was owned by a guy named E.T. and it was used to produce albums from the Talking Heads, the actual cyclosonic.
That's
banner,
cool, man.
Yeah, the
cool.
unit that we're using is the one.
So there's a lot of history behind it, but it's a 1980s analog piece of equipment that they just don't make anymore.
You have this gift. Everything that we've gotten, everything that we have gear-wise with this band, you have this gift of just finding incredible deals.
Oh, that goes back to my mom, dude. My mom and dad growing up, so going to thrift stores and Goodwill and getting clothes and digging through crap, and my wife, digging through dumpsters to find stuff to build things out of. So I love doing that. That's great.
Yeah, that's a talent that
Libby is one of the most creative people I've met.
Yeah, it's fun.
She's a force.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. But this has been a really cool project. I'm really excited for this new sound system to hear it live for the first time.
Such an upgrade.
Yeah, once we even heard Ears the other day, it was a nice little upgrade, So
Oh, we got to get that whole technology too, that the in-ear systems, the hard ones that we're using right now that are like the most common Ultimate ears. And I've got a couple new pairs coming from Stephen. So Ambrose. Stephen Ambrose is the dude who invented in-ear systems. He invented them. And then AC/DC, Brian Johnson had to basically leave music.
Yeah.
And because of hearing loss, and they couldn't do he just couldn't play anymore. He couldn't. So Steve Ambrose came up with this idea of these in-ear systems. Like instead of being this hard plastic, it's a balloon that inflates into a second eardrum.
Oh, cool.
It's the most insane. And I actually have a pair already. It's like getting, how do I even explain it? It's like having another set of eardrums.
It's just super clean. It really hits. It's
like
not the one.
It's like Windex for the ears.
It connects to your in your ear bone there, and it sends the vibration, so it feels more full at a lower volume, right?
So that's kind of an exciting thing that I think we're going to adopt eventually for the entire band. Are those units once they do it? But the technology's got a little way to go, I think. But it's definitely still prototype
one of those
working.
Balloons pop.
Yeah, I mean you got to kind of fallbacks and stuff, but anyway. Musicality wise, it's going to help also boost our show up to give.
But everything's going to be like a modernized, 70s classic sound. It's with that vibrant, modern, shine. Phil was showing us some new mics, giving us some Telefunken mics to sing through, which you hear Telefunken anything, and you're like, yeah, let me hear that because it's just high quality.
Along with
German
some
stuff
Neve DI boxes to be able to add a little.
So there's a lot of upgrades, coming to the sound.
At the end of the day, the only thing is like if you're sitting in the audience, you just got to feel it better, you got to hear it better, and you got to make it, have that music move you better. There's so much crap that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, Will, what is your favorite part of the show?
Oh, man. So there's several moments in a show. The opening of any show, like we just changed our opening. We just opened with Echoes on the last tour.
Yeah.
But it was just as powerful for me as we've been, doing Shine as an opener for a long time. If you've come and seen us more than once, you've seen Shine as an opener several times probably. But
part 1 to 5, right?
Yeah, part 1 through 5. But even when we did Echoes, when we switched it up, that opening song is such a chilling moment for me. Every show, the energy is just ripping through us. We feel, and when we finally get out there and we start playing as a band, and it all opens up, there's this release, this like blossoming of here we are, and it's you don't have to think anymore. I love that moment. Because the whole day you're thinking of how the show's going to go. Let me set this up right so this goes right. You're planning your night so you don't have to think. And when that moment hits, we're all just playing and we know how it goes and we know how to groove. That feels so good to me.
Well, everybody in the band is so insanely talented. And it's still, you got to understand it's not just about talent. You have to be present and you have to feel it and you have to be able to groove with everybody on stage.
There has to be a passion.
Because that's what, when I hear like all the comments, because I'm like really critical of everything, I'm always looking and digging in. And it's just about, I keep hearing about, everyone says, I can hear the music and I can see the YouTube videos, but unless you experience it live and you can feel the energy coming off the stage, it's just unlike anything what you guys.
Well, anytime that we're on stage collectively, there is there's volleyball happening between us and our audiences. There's an energy ball that gets our audience, throws the volleys back to us. We take that energy ball, we add our energy to it. It grows a little bit, we throw it back. And every song, it just keeps going bigger and bigger. And it's this constant back and forth between us and our audiences. I love that. I think, though, one of my favorite moments of the show is the shows that we have a choir for. Seeing the kids come up on stage, walk up on stage is a moment. It becomes a core moment for them.
I
I'm getting chills just
I totally
thinking
like
about
know
that.
how they feel. Like you can see it in their faces.
Do you
They're
remember
so
there was
excited.
one show like at the very beginning we did, and we had the kids choir, but it was like 3 little girls. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That's all it was like we only had 3 in the kids choir.
I think my daughter was one of them.
But she was, and it was the coolest, like most incredible, because we've had it to where like in Phoenix where we've had like, what do we have, like 60 or
45.
70?
There was
kids.
45
It was
kids on stage with us at
insane.
Phoenix with the Phoenix Boys Choir.
And that was really cool. And
Thank you very much, Herbert,
for
having the
no
choir
kidding.
with us out in Phoenix.
But honestly, the coolest moments are the ones where you just have 3 people or 3 little kids that are so excited and they're like leveled up and they're so into it, and you just reeks
Yes.
of that. That was just an insane experience.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I'll never forget that.
Do you remember how that felt as a kid getting,
Oh,
a
they'll
chance
never
to
forget
do-
it.
They'll
never forget it. I
Such
mean,
an
one kid gets on
awesome
stage in front of
experience.
1,000 or 2,000 people and is able
Exactly.
to get up there and just let it all out.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's like
man,
totally, they
that's
can be
great.
just totally. I know there's always like, you see the choirs, the kids choirs that come up, and you can always tell the kids that are just there because they have to be there.
Sure.
Or just, they got, their parents are like, you got to go and
Big
you got to
Pink
go
Floyd
do that,
fan
right?
parents. You need.
But then there's always that one kid that's like so like into
Enamored
it that
and-
he's like walking
wide-eyed.
around the stage and bouncing around, and that's
just like fixated on the guitars. Yeah.
Mhm.
the coolest thing
Checking out
about
all
it,
the
though.
gears.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing about it is when I'm standing there on my little percussion station looking at all you guys, that's what I see. As I see a bunch of dudes that are like kids
That's cute.
running around stage
we are.
playing it,
Yeah.
and you're so
We are.
into it, but you're not kids. You're like grown men.
No, we're kids.
Well, yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's in the title.
this
We get to play
totally
music.
satisfies that adolescent part of us, like I was saying, who found this music. It's satisfying. That I think I talked about this with Ray one time. Like the 15-year-old kid in me is like cannot believe any of this is happening, and it's like thinks he won the lottery. So and I feel the same when we're doing this. When I see people shedding tears, hearing "Wish You Were Here" or something like that,
Mhm.
I'm like, I know why I do.
That's
this.
another
like
favorite
this,
moment
like
for me for the show.
I love that we can help you do that, because to
Yeah.
shed tears, it's an important thing. It's an intimate thing, and something within yourself that needs to happen. And however it happens, and the fact that we get to provide an emotional release for somebody
Mhm.
through this beautiful music that we get to play across the country.
When was the last time you cried?
I love that. When was the last time I
Okay,
cried
enough of
on
this.
this podcast? We're gonna do last time I cried.
I don't know, man.
We're going
When's the
deep.
last time you cried? Okay, let's switch up a little bit real quick. Let's talk about this album.
Okay.
You want to talk about exciting?
Where do you want to start?
Because this is a whole nother animal. This is like a whole nother level.
So let's
we have a couple
talk about the
places
lead
to-
up.
Yeah, let's do that and then get into where we're at.
Whatever. We went to Abbey Road Studios in London in January. Big deal, right? We're the first Pink Floyd tribute band in history to ever record
Okay.
there.
So
that was kind of
let's
the
just
lead
let
up.
it
with a
all
little
out
more
right now.
reverence,
Yeah.
we went to Abbey Road Studios
Abbey
in
Road
London.
Studios, yeah.
Floyd Nation got to record in Studio 3. Like
50
Pink
years.
Floyd
Same
did.
studio.
So
Pink Floyd
did the recording for "Wish You Were Here" January of 1975 in Studio 3.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And
We'll fact check
they were,
you on that, but okay, cool.
They were in there for 6 months. Yeah.
Right, but they
Yep.
started the recording
Started
January,
in January. Yep. Mm-hmm.
like the second, third week of January, something
Mhm.
like that. And we did the same thing 50 years after the fact.
Same room.
Same
Yep.
room.
It was a huge moment.
What did you guys think? Like when we walked in and there's some of Pink Floyd's gear there. What did you?
It was really
Apropos.
yeah.
Because, and I say that because only if you're going to do something, go big or go home.
Yeah.
And when we set out to do something, we don't just say, oh, we're going to go there and record. No, we're going to go and find, Pink Floyd actual gear. We had an old Gilmore guitar rig with a cabinet that sounded amazing, an Olympic head with a high watt, 100 watt power amp.
The Olympic power amp.
No, it was a high watt power with an Alembic preamp.
Preamp, yeah. Which
Wow.
is Gilmore
To a T.
Exactly. That's what it was in the studio. So we managed to acquire that. Or who put that together? Was that you, John, or was that
That
Ray?
was Brendan kind of had that idea to do that with the gear. He reached out
we
to the
found
dude.
it.
Yeah.
So he's the one. Yeah. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then this other, was it somebody else who had the
Same guy.
Was the same
guy had
who
the VC3.
The VC3 audio unit.
VC3.
So this was something that was used in like college's experimentation. It was not,
That's cool.
meant to be a musical instrument that Pink Floyd.
I think the craziest part of the whole thing, though, is our Floyd Nation went to Abbey Road Studios and laid down the Wish You Were Here album.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
How much guts does that take? To you guys, not much. I mean, really, to like the band, I don't think it took much. But if you, as a guy that's not a full-time musician, right? I'm not, and I just love the music, and I love to look at this from the outside. It's the most monumental thing that I think anybody. Why hasn't any other band done that?
Right. Yeah.
Because people.
Well, we don't know. I mean, at the end of the day,
my guess is people don't think big enough.
I don't know.
They don't dream big enough.
But even at that, it's kind of like, the whole experience of okay, we went to Abbey Road, we laid down tracks, we got this recorded.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what we're hearing now.
Well, yeah.
So what's going on right now?
So, okay. So
Machine is almost done.
We're about to, all right. Yeah. Welcome to the Machine. We're going to put out as a single that's coming out imminently.
Couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Imminently.
We're working on the legal side. We got to do a little mastering right now still.
We laid this down, and we've played these songs dozens of times. We played this whole album dozens of times, so we knew what we were doing going in. We laid the parts down, and we hear it back, and we're like, okay, yeah, this sounds great. And a lot of us, we've been in recording studios before. The first recording, the raw recordings, they sound like a version, and then you clean it up. When we were hearing the raw recordings out of Abbey Road, we were like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. And it was like, oh, this is going to clean up real nice, like when we put the shine on it. But I think through Brendan and Ray's efforts combined, I think primarily Brendan, it's become something so much more than what I was expecting. I was expecting us to be doing it kind of, as a tribute to sound very close. It is very close, but it's also a little wider. It's a little bigger. It's a little more modern, but still
more American.
More American, and it's just got. It has 50 years of audio engineering and audio advancements behind it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fuller version of what they did. It's their music. They wrote the arrangements. We didn't really change much there, except for a few spots where we took some liberties. But the sound now is so much more epic that I can't describe it here. My words will fall so flat until you hear this thing. Machine right now sounds like something I've never heard before.
So yeah, Welcome the Machine coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to be kind of the lead up to the bigger project.
Right.
Which is the entire Wish You Were Here album.
Yes.
Plus, there's going to be some original stuff.
So here's the thing, right? And I hear this a lot, and I see this on a lot of posts. Not a lot, but there's always a guy that gets on the internet, and he's like on our ads on Facebook or whatever. Oh, you guys are ruining everything because, you should be out there doing original music and blah, blah, blah.
Who said this?
Well, I see it all the time. I mean, everyone's an armchair or whatever. But but the thing is I kind of agree with that a little bit. I mean, the tribute space is amazing, right? And
it's only growing.
It is. But there's also that getting back to who you are as original artists.
Right.
And what I think is even more incredible about Floyd Nation is the fact that the band has taken on the decision to be able to put out originals that are in the vein of what Pink Floyd could have done, but with the band's own unique spin and interpretation.
Yeah.
That I think that's at the end of the day, and mark my words on this, our very first podcast, mark my words that if we can pull off what I think we think, 5 years from now, we're going to come back to this podcast and take a snapshot of it and say, look at what just happened.
I think you're very right. The
I
original,
think 5 years is too long. I think it'll happen far faster
We'll
than
see.
that.
I don't know.
the original song. Should I drop the title today? I won't.
No, don't
today.
drop the title yet.
But the original song too is
We can always just beep it out.
something really, really special, and I think more than it being a direct like Pink Floyd tribute, it's definitely something that Pink Floyd affected. But I think it has a lot of other influences that it's not so obvious and on the face. It's trying to be a Pink Floyd thing. It's totally something else, but gives you that whole Pink Floyd spacey kind of open, easy vibe. It's really, really cool.
And it's 100% original.
Yes.
Which is going to be on the album. That's insane. I when I listen to when I was listening to the music and I'm listening to some of the tracks and I'm like, this is so good. And then we were talking about design covers, how do we design this? How do we present it to the public? And I'm like, what we've got down is so incredible that
We need a Jackson Pollock cover.
we have to have something to present this in a way, like when I think of like the current, and I say the current Pink Floyd thought process of a show is huge lights and huge lasers and just really good music.
Mhm.
And inside this album, we're going to have like insane. I mean, the music is just, it's over the top. But then I was thinking the other day, I was like, what are we doing for the presentation?
So the art's
And it's
inside.
just as important.
Oh, 100%.
So we went through and interviewed a couple of different design firms because first we thought, let's just use AI or maybe do it ourselves and interpret it, save a couple bucks here or there or whatever.
I wouldn't have been for the AI.
But as soon as I started to hear, well, I mean, that gives you a base idea of where to start.
Of course,
You still have to have
yeah,
the
yeah,
artists
yeah.
and stuff. But then I started to hear the music, and I'm like, you know what? Let's put in a couple of phone calls here, and that led to for another podcast episode we'll talk about. But this album is going to be created and presented in a way that fits with what came out of Abbey Road Studios from this band.
Just a
Right.
piece of art.
And I don't even want to go into who's doing it right now or what it's going to be about.
No, but just pay attention. You're going to want to see it. You're going to want to own it. You're going to want to buy it.
It's insane. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to want to own it. I want to own it.
Wait,
I want to
hold on.
buy
I'll do it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's the fourth and a half wall is over here.
I want that original art on my wall that's coming out. So it's going to be
Platform 9 3/4 over there.
amazing. So we got upcoming runs coming up.
So in August, we're going to be in,
August 16th, Hard Rock Casino, Rockford, Illinois.
the last time we were in Rockford, we were at, where were we in Rockford?
Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, no, where? What
In,
was
in
the
Rockford,
in
Illinois,
Rockford,
in a theater.
Good old
Yeah.
Rockford.
This is why you're like one-liner notes. I'm like,
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be
we
prepared
go to
for
so many
something.
places.
We could have been,
We've been
anywhere.
in Rockford before, but now we're going
Yeah,
back to the larger the casino there.
Yeah,
Hard
and
Rock.
playing the casino, playing the Hard Rock is fun. Is going to be fun. The only, no, it's not even a drawback. But it's a shorter show. It's a 90-minute show, so it's just banger after banger.
And that's
after
dictated
banger.
by the casino. I mean,
Right.
they wanted people gambling in there, and it's cool.
Our
It's-
90-minute shows are absolute slayers. Like of shows.
Melt
When
your
we do a
face off.
90-minute
Yeah.
show, you're getting all bangers. You don't get a rest.
Well, we also have
So-
to lead up to this thing too, because it's going to be a little bit different. We got the semi truck already, and
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to spend an extra little. We got to spend extra money here
Mhm.
because before we go to the Rockford show, we got to pick up our new video wall that we're integrating. Now, I said before, I'm like, let's stay away from video. Let's stay away. There's a bigger story to tell, and I think that
Mhm.
we need to be able to do that in a way where Pink Floyd fans really start to vibe with it.
For sure.
Some in particular, not all need it.
Right,
Not all
but
need it.
and we have to make sure that the font is big enough for everybody to be able to read it.
The font is big enough to be able to read it. So we've got this video wall we're going to pick up before the Hard Rock show
Mhm.
on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go in.
We're
and
not
going
going
to
to see
out.
it
No,
because we picked up that Hard Rock show after we set our production rehearsal prior to Marion, Illinois at the Cultural Center. So this is going to be an interesting one, man. We got the pressure on Sam. Sam's like, what do you think of this rendering? And then all of a sudden you see the whole band like, I don't know. And then there's like 16 different opinions from 4 different people about the direction it should go. So as with everything Floyd Nation, all anyone has to really understand, just show up. and it's going to be
It's
going to
be killer.
incredible.
Yeah.
Just
We
show
just go over things. We overthink things sometimes, but like it's all for the betterment of the whole thing.
We've surrounded ourselves
with
with such pros that I'm not worried about this.
I'm not worried
and
about
that's
it.
why
It's gonna be
we
amazing.
have, we hire people we can trust, so we don't have to think about it, and they can say, "Shut up, just let me work."
This is a big part of like the non-scripted. We don't feel mechanical on stage for a reason, because we're not a bunch of freaking robots. You know, we're real people showing up, singing our parts,
Mhm.
doing everything live,
Mhm.
and it's very organic.
I'll tell you, every wrong note I play
Yeah.
is organically mine.
Oh, there's one decision I did make. Though. I'll be 52 this year. I'm not jumping off stage anymore.
Good,
So
good.
I'll,
Thank
I'll,
you.
Yeah.
I'll crawl off stage and kind of like let myself down gently.
By the
So what
belly.
is it like being in the audience for Wish You Were Here?
I love going out on the audience whenever I can. Like I go out more than that. You just don't see it all the time. I cannot-
He's up in the balcony sometimes.
I know, like,
He's
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to the balcony for Wish You Were Here this time. I need to
There
do
you
that.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like, you get to see it. I think a lot of musicians, they don't get to see the band that they're in from the audience's point of view live.
No.
Who gets
That's-
this?
Nobody
But you have
does.
to
That's-
get that, and you have to understand that. And I love doing it just because if I wasn't in the band, I'd be like your biggest groupie.
Well, that's why we
come to
started
every-
Floyd
I would
Nation.
come to every show. I would be at every single show. I would travel around the country. I'd be like, I'd get a bus. I'd sell everything that I own, and I'd get a bus, and I'd just travel around from show to show.
That's why we started Floyd Nation.
Yeah.
You know, and the same reason why you started Portfolio Medics. When you want something, when you want to see something a particular way, or hear it in a particular fashion, and have a delivery system that is up to a level that you don't see out there, you have to start it.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we've had the success we've had in such a short period, because people recognize when passion is being portrayed and it's authentic.
Yeah.
People see when you're phoning it in. They call it quickly too.
Oh, yeah.
They got radar. Everybody's got radar.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So after Marion's show, we're going to go after Rockford, we're going to do production rehearsals with
In
Phil
Marion?
and the whole
Yep,
crew.
that's going to be fun.
Shannon will be flying back from her tour with Brit Floyd to be with us on that she's not going to be there for the Hard Rock
Right.
show.
She'll be there for Marion.
But she'll fly in from her Brit tour and do the Marion and then
and Shipshawana.
and then Milwaukee. We're doing the Riverside Theater in Milwaukee. That'll be an interesting one. I mean, Brit, they sell out there a couple shows at a time, and I'm actually a little surprised that we haven't seen more ticket sales in that area. It might just be summer, but also we've never been there before.
It's summer. It's
so
it's
nobody
a
really
new
knows
market,
what to
new emerging
expect,
market.
but-
Mm-hmm.
So hey, look, if you're in Milwaukee area, get out there, get some tickets, and come see us, because it is a hell of a show. It's an amazing performance, and just to experience it once, seriously.
Yeah, and Mary, I have a feeling you live in Milwaukee now, so there's no reason why I shouldn't see you at the show. In fact, I'll call you later today, and you'll get the call before you see this.
Oh, Maria's coming too with her family. Maria from PM, from our friend
Oh,
Maria
nice.
Fleiss.
Nice.
So she's going to come with her whole family, which is really cool.
Very
So
cool.
Very
cool.
But to me, that's the coolest part, is you start building the community and you start building the family.
Yeah.
And I know we've never been there before. Nobody knows who we are, and they'll see like, oh, it's another Pink Floyd tribute. I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea what that means.
Mm-hmm.
For you just to say that, you just have to come see it. So anyway, we're doing the Hard Rock, then we're going to Marion, production rehearsals a couple days, and get everything dialed in. And we're going to come in guns blazing into Milwaukee, because we'll have one live night under our belt.
Mm-hmm.
And with a whole new rig and new sound system and new everything, which is crazy. I'm super excited to get see everybody get their fingers on that venue at the Riverside Theater for sure,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a big theater.
Yeah.
And then the night after that, we're going to Shipshawana, Indiana,
Yeah.
which is a wild. It's like
That's where Ray and Bob are from.
it's that whole area.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another really
Like Ray's
good
a
show.
big deal in
That's kind of
Indiana.
like an
In
old
Indiana,
school.
yeah. Right.
Well, the thing that I like about that Shipshawana area is, like, I was talking and everyone's like, well, we're asking our friends, like, what's up there? And they're all like, it's Amish. I'm like, Cool.
Oh.
So those little
Cool.
triangles on the back of their buggies, those little triangles.
Yeah.
You know what? They're big. I heard they're Floyd fans.
We could put rainbows on all
Well,
of
no,
those.
they already have them. I mean, yeah. You hit the light at the right way, and they already know that. There's a whole Amish underground about this thing, and I don't know if you guys have you read about it.
It's part of their Rumspringa.
It is. I mean, it even goes deeper than that, but it's the whole thing about the circular wheels with the circle that kind of misses. It was all modeled. Floyd was modeled after the Amish.
Right.
It was.
Yep.
You heard it
Light
here
show
first,
and
people.
everything.
So we're gonna do that in a big way in Shipshawana, and
Well, that's because in the 70s they had it powered with those the scooters that the Amish ride, where they just walk.
dark side of the Rumspringa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't spent a lot of time on these Amish farms.
Well,
you guys have spent a lot more time around the Amish.
No, it's not. I
Wish you
have
were
not.
spelt.
I don't know that.
I have not. I've watched a lot of Letterkenny.
Okay. Did they talk about the Amish on there a lot?
Mennonites, which is Amish light.
Okay.
But then there was an Amish Amish mafia show,
Yes, I do remember this. Yeah.
and that was I got hooked on that one. So that's where I learned about Rumspringa and the green corn. That's why they're
Interesting.
Floyd fans, because they have green corn.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. 100%.
Code for
Sure.
cannabis.
So anyway, we got this tour coming up, which is going to be awesome. So I can't wait. And then I'm just excited. To me, the kind of the most exciting part is to hear all the stories Shannon's going to have traveling all around.
I can't wait.
I want to
that.
hear all about it. I want to hear spill the
Oh,
tea.
by the way, did you guys see in the thread or text thread that Shannon is also going to go to Europe with Britt Floyd,
That's good.
which is
That's
super
awesome.
cool.
Yes.
So we got a couple fill-ins that are going to fill in for her while she's out, which is
Right
really
on.
awesome.
We have Ashley
She's never
coming?
been to Europe before, she said. So
I'm glad that
that's
she's
a
had-
hell of a way to see it.
Yeah, hell of a way to
Have
see.
an
It.
awesome time, Shannon.
It's a hell of a way to see airports and rest stations.
Oh, by the way, I sent them the bus, her tour bus with them, huge care package. So they're going to get it like on Thursday or Friday.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
What's in there?
Cool. Oh, there's it's like every kind of candy and potato chips and beef jerky, sticks and taffy and chocolate and caffeine pills and all kinds of stuff. It's like,
Awesome.
oh, I even put it. By the time everyone sees this, I can't tell you what the secret is because maybe this will be out this week, so I don't really want to say the other stuff that I put in it, but it'll be interesting. Well, I'm sure we'll get a photo from them
Interesting.
saying
Okay.
thank you or kind of jesting a thank you.
Yeah,
of
and-
the other
and,
things that I put in there.
Very cool.
Big hugs and well wishes for Jake on tour. That sucks that you broke your back leg.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. Oh, did it break?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
crap.
I read something.
Oh,
I think yeah,
that's
really
too bad.
Injured a back leg, I think.
Oh, well, I hope it isn't broken.
That's me. Sorry.
Good job, Will.
Computers ruined the day again.
I know. There we
It's
go.
a handheld computer.
In this, digital recording environment, this is my dang cell phone. It's
Well, this is good,
ruined the
guys.
analog feel.
How are we on time?
We are at 11 o'clock right now.
Yeah, it's good.
And we're doing great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've covered a lot of ground, but I think one thing there's more to talk about is we kind of touched on it before. We should loop back around to the album a little bit because there's a lot to talk about there.
Okay. But first, before we do that, did John and I ever tell you about when we went and met Danny Zalesko at his office in Phoenix?
No.
A little background. You have to.
So Danny
just so you know,
Zalesko,
Dan-
he's
who
he's
Danny
like
is.
Danny is one of the biggest promoters in the U.S. He was with Live Nation twice, and every time his contract or his non-compete would expire, he would go back and start his own promotional company. This time, after getting bought out for the second time from Live Nation, he started Danny Zalesko Presents. He brought us out to the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix. It was awesome show. That was the one, that Theater in the Round.
That's our current promo video too, which
Yeah.
is really amazing.
We had some great video come from that.
Awesome show that was.
Spectacular show. But Adam took John and I to go meet Danny and his team at their office. And we go into Danny's room, and it's just covered in memorabilia, wall to wall.
Yeah.
And it's a house. And it's an old 70s style house. So, like, the main war room where everybody hangs out and works, there's a step down into that. from like two steps down, like back in the old school 70s houses. Danny's office had a poster signed by signed by everybody, but one in particular where Ronnie James Dio called him a cunt, and which stuck out to me like in the first 2 seconds. But on the table, he had like Pink Floyd memorabilia that he just like strategically placed. So on the table was what was that book? Like it
was the history of
the history of Pink Floyd.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Something about the ashes at the piano or something like that. Inside was a handwritten note thanking Danny from Rick Wright.
Was it Rick? It said Rick. Was it right? I didn't ever ask him because I didn't want to be like.
I'm assuming
about that. Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Rick. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
He was wearing a T-shirt from David Gilmour's last tour.
Yeah.
That he went to see in Rome. There
Right
was pictures of him and Roger. He told us a story about how he took Roger Waters to the Celebrity Theater, and Roger thought, "Oh, you're bringing me here to play this place." And he's like, "No way." And then started looking around, going, "Well, actually,
I could make it work."
I remember him telling this story. Yeah.
That was cool.
It was the coolest place, the coolest little home office. It gave me a lot of stuff that I want to, set my house.
Well,
up
hopefully
like.
Danny will get a copy of our album put on his wall. We should frame it and send one to him.
Of course.
No, Danny had met a lot of the greats from back then, and knew them on a personal level, and was glad to reach out to them and make friends of them. He's a
That
guy
dude
with
is-
a 100 dozen stories.
Yeah, he is an enigma
of people from back in the day. He was just a wealth of funny stories from, like just spilling tea on old celebrities who, like you haven't maybe thought about in a while, but he worked with and, set up for shows. It was really, really cool.
So one of the coolest parts of Danny, at intermission, we had the choir, and what we do typically with a choir, when we have a children's choir with us, we donate a guitar to the choir that we all sign and raffle it off. All the proceeds go towards the choir, which is.
And up to that date, we've done that a number of times, and we get these really cool guitars, and we get like $1,500 or $2,000 that we don't keep the money.
No, 100% of the money goes towards
donate it to the charities, which
Yep.
I think is the proper way to do it.
Local, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Danny gets on stage, and he's like, "Hey, I got an idea." He's like,
takes a guitar.
"Yeah."
How about that choir? How about
He
this
gets
band?
us off stage first of all. So
Yeah.
he's like, get off stage. It's my stage, which I love, right? It's like now Danny owns the audience at this
Yep.
point. And he's like, okay, he holds the guitar up and he does what?
He goes, all the money that we're going to raise from this guitar right now is going to go straight to the choir because they have a trip coming up to Europe.
Yep.
Let's start the bidding off at $150. And in 4 minutes and 22 seconds, he goes from $150 to $4,000
It was like $4,000, yeah.
twice.
And then we sell a third one
Then we ended up
because of the
raffling
raffle
off
from downstairs.
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
third one.
Yeah.
So that date, I mean, we've $1,500 to $2,000 is our typical venture for this
Yeah.
for these things. Back in at Barbara B, we raised $1,700 for Tavarini Foundation here
Right.
locally.
Mhm.
Right.
We raffled off that third guitar for $1,800, so we raised almost $10,000 for the Phoenix Choir
In one
Yeah.
night,
in one night,
which is crazy.
in less than
And
3 hours.
that's the power of community that comes together,
Yes.
circling around back to music that they love, that takes them back to where they used to be. And they're as being older people in the audience as well, they've done some have done really well.
And it's also
And
the
they
power
just-
of a strong
And it's like
auctioneer.
giving back. Yeah,
Isn't
that's a
it?
good
That
auctioneer.
helps.
Danny really rules
Mhm.
when it comes
Yeah.
to that. I wish we could take him to every show. Like
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
yeah. So circling back on the album side that you
On
wanted
the
to
album,
get into.
guys, yeah. So, we touched on our single that we're going to be releasing. We touched a little bit on the original. But, I mean, what about 6 through 8? Or 6 through 9? The ninth part, which we, did pretty much
You're talking about
close
Shine
to
on
the
You,
album.
Shine on You Crazy Diamond.
Shine On You Crazy Diamond, part 6 through 9, which is relatively new to our set compared to parts 1 through 5 and
Correct.
some of the other songs. We did some cool stuff in there on that song.
Like what, Will?
Well, there was some cool
Why don't you
jams
tell
going
us,
on.
Will?
Well, yeah. How about that jam in part 8 that we kind of extended?
The
Mhm.
jam's pretty insane.
It's pretty cool, and I think it's a great arrangement, and it adds a really nice slice of who we are into the album a little bit, and it also is paying tribute to the groove, you know? That's a highlight for me, and we got to do that. That's one of the things we mainly recorded over at Abbey Road. That's one of the things we got to do together in the room, all of us. One of the few things we got to do all together in the room.
Yeah.
So when you're hearing 6 through 9, that's everybody together, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool moment. And then Wish You Were Here. I don't know if you guys have heard
I have not heard it.
guys, it's really, really emotional.
Really?
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Sorry, are
I'm
you
done.
not singing on this one? Or did we get someone else? Just kidding.
So is that the last time you cried?
That might have been it. That might be the last time I cried.
Understandable.
What fill-ins did we get to do that song with, if it's so good? No kidding. No, I can imagine.
No,
For you to say it's emotional is crazy.
it really was. When I heard that little bit at Ray's house, I was just
So they're like keeping this secret from the
Little
rest of
verklempt?
us. Interesting.
I was just it was
What jokes?
something to hear. It was something to hear.
Huh. Well, I don't want to hear it then. I don't want to hear it
Yeah.
until it's mastered.
Ray Brendan, you're on notice.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on double secret probation. All right? Hiding stuff from us. So disappointed in you. Anyway, I've always felt that Shine 6 through 8 should have become before 1 through 5.
You've said this before. Explain that.
It seems like the groove, if you were to take your, with Spotify, you're able to just let it rotate. And if I start on 6 and let it circle back around and then go to 1, it feels like it flows better for me.
I honestly, that you just said that, I'm kind of feeling the same way.
So
That's interesting. The story of just the whole story of Sid that goes along with the song, right? And you think about the birth and the death and that's interesting. The feeling of absence of the album. That's an interesting thought. But you're really wrong because Shine 1 through 5 is 1 through 5, and then it goes 6 to 9. So obviously 6 to 9 is the second part.
obviously.
But I understand what you're saying, though.
So,
Sure.
but are we talking about this then?
Well, we can.
So, in that thought process of me listening to 6 through 9, 9 ends in a major key, 1 starts in a minor key. You can't just fade out major, fade back in minor. It doesn't work like that. This isn't Epstein's Island,
Why did I know that was going to come up today? It's a podcast. You have to say Epstein at some point.
Yes.
You have to talk about Epstein in a podcast.
Keyword.
2025 right
Exactly.
now.
Hit that check. But you have to have a way to transition between 6 through 9 to 1 through 5. And that's where Shine 0 comes in. And I said that to Brendan and Bob.
He just dropped something.
I asked if we're talking about that.
No, we said we weren't going to share any names, but now that you opened up that can of worms,
Oh, just
That's Shine 0. Yeah, we've
just tear
talked
it
about
open.
that.
Tear it open.
We've talked about that one.
tear it open.
So
We
Shine
have
0,
talked
guys,
about it. Our fans have heard a little bit about it.
and the ultra fans, would know it more. But Shine 0 is our interpretation on the in between of where 6 through 9 ends and 1 begins. And it's how
The liminal space.
Yes. It's the space in between the spaces. And by doing that, you can listen to it on repeat over and over again, and it will just flow. So take it like we're adding a concept to a concept album.
So it's almost like you could just listen
We've
to
made-
Shine on You Crazy Diamond parts 1 through 5, 6 through 9 with Shine 0 in between in any order.
And it's like
it
Shine 10.
becomes a
just loop it.
cohesive piece either
Yes.
way. I love it.
So Brendan heard me say that and goes, okay. And he went and, did his
Okay.
thing
Yeah.
and came back, and we were like, That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, we take the album, and then with all the music and the concept and the thought, this isn't just slamming together a recording from a random studio somewhere. You know, what everybody has to understand is that this is methodical, this is laid out, this is intentional.
Right.
Everything that we did from A to Z, this isn't just a bunch of dudes getting together in a garage and recording an album and throwing it on Spotify.
No.
Or doing it in a little tiny digital studio.
Mm-hmm.
This is epic.
This is pro level with pros behind it. You know, and
do you guys know who's master? I mean, we're going to on Wednesday. We're going to the mastering studio.
I cannot wait.
Gold Tone. Do you know the show Stranger Things?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah. The level of the work that this studio does for mastering is insane. Why would we do any different?
You know, Stranger Things was shot in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Not that
There's
really.
Hawkinsville, Georgia.
Hawkinsville, Georgia.
Which will be there next month.
That's interesting too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Got a little PM.
Hawkinsville or Dawsonville?
No, that's in Dawsonville.
Yeah, Dawson.
But there's an actual
Oh.
Hawkinsville.
See, I'm fact checking you live.
We'll do it live.
That's okay. It's still in the state of Georgia though,
Yes.
so you're close. It's all relative.
But yeah.
So anyway, Gold Tone's going to be mastering that album. So from soup to nuts on the whole thing, from the very first inception of where our agent Adam Davis said, it kind of started with him.
Yeah, he even had us make a movie about going.
So
A movie about being the Beatles.
Okay, we got to spend a little time talking about Adam though, because just Adam Davis in general, right?
Yeah.
I love
And,
that dude.
You know, from the very, he's on the verge of helping us change the entire approach of everything. I mean, just presenting it to the world, you know, with his background of working with Machine back in the day, from the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon tattoo on his forearm,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to, all the chain of events of him not even looking for us, but a blind introduction from Bruce Pleater saying, I see what you guys are doing and you need to take it to the next level. And by the way, I got this guy that you need to talk to.
Yeah.
And who's never even really thinking about working with another tribute band because they're such dirty words. And then there we are. And then all of a sudden Adam's like, hey, why don't you guys
Do you guys want to hang out?
record an album, you know, after a number of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what if we did it at this place? And I'm like, oh, okay. You know,
Yeah.
so I have to do, you know, credit where credit is due for a lot of this concept. Sometimes it takes meeting a person that can think bigger
Mm-hmm.
than where you are. We sometimes get caught in a little bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in our own little project, and we get stuck in our own little bar in our own little town,
Sure.
whatever we're doing. But then all of a sudden you meet this person that's like visionary,
Mhm.
that has the little unlock code, and they unlock it, and all of a sudden it's like, roar.
Yeah, right.
Here we
And,
go.
you know, and after that first initial meeting with Adam, you can't even see and tell that he only has one nostril.
Well, the thing about Adam is, after I met Adam Davis from Paradise Artists, I'll give him the plug there. And by the way, on the Paradise, where we are with that agency, it goes Flock of Seagulls, Floyd Nation, and Foghat in that order, which is really kind of cool. So, that's pretty awesome, by the way.
That is cool.
The thing that I'll say
It's
about
alphabetical.
Adam, the only thing that I can really say about Adam is, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Correct.
And, you know, I just hope that the rest of the world isn't so overwhelmed with what they interpret as Pink Floyd tributes that they let that bias get in their way, and then they don't see what we put together. We only have so many years left on this earth.
No,
and to be
we
able
are
to
for
experience it.
the
It's-
open-minded
yeah.
in this band.
Yeah.
It says you have to
think differently.
Be able to think outside of your little box. And
Mhm.
if you're one of those people,
for a second.
you'll find Floyd Nation.
Yes.
Those are our people, are the people who are willing to try new things, to try new food, because why? You're going to discover something amazing if
Oh
you
my
keep
God,
doing it.
it's so
Those are our
good.
fans.
It's so good, though. I mean, it's so good.
So let's
It's
go back
so
to
good.
let's go back to London.
Yeah.
And finding stuff that's amazing. What was your favorite restaurant in London?
I mean, while we were in London, restaurant-wise, we did have a favorite, I think, because of proximity.
Justin, where was your favorite restaurant?
Exactly.
We would love to talk about this with Justin because his favorite, and I think a lot of our favorites, was the Persian restaurant
Kish.
right across the way, Kish, from our hotel. It was really, really good food.
But although, remember what Bob was saying, he was having like
Saffron tea
issues health-wise. And then we start looking up. He's like, I'm like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack or I'm jittery. Or I'm like, well, that's just your old Bob. And I'm just joking. I didn't mean that. That's just your drink. But I looked it up. I took my Googler out and I Googled it. And then Google-ish came back and said to me that saffron tea causes the exact issues that Bob was having.
Oh my God.
So which is pretty wild. So stop drinking that shit.
Oh man, I was drinking that saffron tea before the studio every day.
Yeah.
It felt good.
But every morning I'd go down. Justin and we'd go down and have breakfast there, and it was really cool to see. I wish he could be here today. We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
I have socks for him.
Really?
I like to buy him socks. You want to see him?
Yeah.
He's not here, so we might as well show
him off. Yeah.
So Justin, if you're watching this,
I want to see what kind of socks he picks out for Justin.
So these socks are called Sock and Awe.
They're
called Sock and Awe.
That's right up
And
his alley.
You got this mosquito on it, which is really cool.
Why does that scream Justin to me? It does.
I saw these.
It screams Justin.
On a trip, I was up north, and I saw these, and I'm like, this is Sock and Awe, and this is absolutely something.
The whole thing shrieks Justin.
So he screwed all that up by not being here today, but that's all right.
Well, these things happen. Sometimes we oversleep.
I guess so.
Sometimes you don't show up for your podcast.
Justin, we were that close. I could see him, but no.
But then back to that, living in London for the couple days that we did, we were a little bit confined to spaces. Several of us were under the weather or jet lagged.
We all got hit by a pretty bad virus bug.
Yeah, there was some challenges, but that added to the experience for me. I'll never forget it. Because I was awake the entire time, and
I remember you were like you were having a rough
night. I had a really bad night where I was worried.
2 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Jason went out and he went to the drugstore for me. He came back with like a 9-inch long vitamin C vial and like all these different pills.
Nice.
Different pills and stuff. It was he gave me everything and I took all of it and I just like slept.
Yeah, he took it.
And
the medicine.
That's right. And no, I woke up the next day like, I think I'm okay. And I think I tried to lay down some vocals and that didn't go well. But other than that, I was alive.
It felt great.
I was alive. Yeah.
The vocals were shit that day, but
they were terrible. Yeah.
That Abbey Road was one of those things where I'm, not really being a pro musician, and I keep coming back to that, but I was aware of Abbey Road and aware of the Beatles. The one thing I'm proudest about for us is that we didn't take a band photo
doing the Beatles thing
in the crosswalk. It was intentional.
I love that we didn't. I love that we didn't do that.
But
that's being pulled, that whole thing. Like the feed,
oh, is it?
Yeah, like they're redoing
the
whole.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were there, it's great. It's really pretty insane. The whole thing's insane. It's like the biggest thing for me at Abbey Road Studios was when I walked up to the building and all these people were out at the front gate and they're trying to get in, and I walked through the gate. And I closed the gate, and they were staring at me, looking at me.
People just look at you like,
and I'm like, "Don't worry about it. I just work here or whatever." And so I walked up to the front steps, and I was the only person out in front of the front steps. I'm standing there looking up, and I thought, I don't really want to go in. And the reason it was because it would be the last time that it was the first time that I ever walked into that studio. But as soon as I walked in, I just felt like I was at home.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is exactly where we need to be at exactly this time.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Abbey Road.
Done.
Yeah. It was kind of cool. Just happened to see it on Facebook. It was a few weeks later after we were there, but David Gilmour himself standing on the steps of Abbey Road visiting for whatever reason. I'm not sure if he had something going on there, if he's just stopping by or whatever. But he's just, standing on those steps that we had just taken pictures on.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, I've been there. I recorded there. Like it was a poignant moment to see him standing there.
Pretty cool.
Today, just weeks later.
Would have been cooler if he would have showed up.
If he
would
have, that would have been awesome, David. That would have been really cool. But sorry you couldn't be there, David Gilmour. Sorry you missed it.
Wish you were here.
Wish. Why didn't I say that?
That means you ever play that 6 Degrees of Separation with Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
We're
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, 6 degrees. Yeah. Well, there's 2 degrees between us and David Gilmour. There's us, Abbey Road Studios, David Gilmour.
Sure.
What about you and Epstein? Anyway, so
God, there's at least.
We should probably wrap up, I guess, right?
Yeah, sure. We can wrap this up. So album coming out soon. Yet to be titled. Look out for that album, though.
The album name. What are we doing with that? I mean, it's kind of funny. We're not there yet.
No. Yeah. Hey, if you have any ideas for titles.
No, we don't want anyone to do So the way we thought about it was we wanted to get the final designs back from the design firm and then be inspired by that to kind of work in reverse, which I think is the right way to do it.
We sent them a bunch of directions and things are going to make a really cool cover for us from our suggestions, and then from that our title should emerge.
And we said, whatever you do, don't put a pocket on the t-shirt because Will hates that.
Exactly.
You can put your weed in it.
Allegedly. So now that we're wrapping it up, be sure to be on the lookout, floydnation.live/shows, so you can get everything, the skinny on what's going on. But we have August 16th, we're at the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford, Illinois. August 21st, we're at the Marion Cultural and Civic Center in Marion, Illinois. The 22nd, we are at the Riverside Theater in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mary, I expect to see you there. 23rd, we're at the Blue Gate Theater in Shipshewana, Indiana. On to October 2nd, which is my wife's birthday, and Tracy's joining us at the Bedford
birthday,
show.
Tracy.
So she's going to be coming up. We're going to spend a couple days in Boston beforehand, and then
nice.
So October 2nd, we're at the Chevalier Theater in Medford, Mass. October 3rd, Penn's Peak in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania,
and like a whole bunch of other shows on there too.
That'll be our third time there, right?
Yeah. October 4th, the Scottish Rite Auditorium in Collingswood, New Jersey. October 5th, Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C. I heard that was a real shootout.
We could spend all day going through this list, but we
have a lot of shows coming up.
Yeah, so floydnation.live/shows. This is me, Jason, breaking the fourth wall to you to tell you to go do that.
This has been fun.
Is that it, guys? Is that?
I think that's it.
That's it.
We're gonna sign off from Floyd Nation.
We'll be back. We'll be back in another couple weeks, probably.
Yeah,
we're Floyd Nation, and you are not.
Take two.
Oh, I mean,
what do you say? What do you say on stage, which is really cool?
We say thank you. We are Floyd Nation, and now
so are you.
So are you, because you're part of it. That's the whole community thing that we were talking about.
Thanks, guys. This was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right. Later.